Welcome, Forge friends. It's another edition of Forge on Demand. And for today's class, I wanted to spend just a few moments showing you how you can use a chair as an extra point of balance for yourself when you are doing yoga. So even if you wanted to attempt a full-fledged floor mat yoga class, you could have a chair nearby, and these are some of the ways that you could use it. So grab a chair and meet me right back here. All right, friends, so we're going to go ahead and just move through some various postures that you could use with a chair. So I'm going to go ahead and stand up, and I'm going to turn the chair where the seat is facing towards my knees. One way that you could use a chair is when you are doing a forward fold or tabletop. So I'm going to show you both of those. So anytime the instructor said come into table, you could just let the fingers spread nice and wide on the hands and the seat of the chair, and then line those heels up with the hips. And then you're going to make sure that the shoulders are right over the wrists. So in this way, you take some of the pressure off your knees. So if standing up and then sitting down or kneeling is a problem for you, you could do this posture for both table. So when we move through cat-cow, you just put a little bend in the knees, and then you could move the crown and the tailbone up and then round everything in just like you would from hands and knees. Right, slowly start to come back to stillness. Another way that this chair could be used is this is just also a way that you could move into a forward fold. So when the teacher invites you into a forward fold, all you have to do is really bend those elbows. Keep a bend in the knees, that'll protect the low back, and then just let the head hang heavy. If it's uncomfortable to just have the head right there, go ahead and let it rest in the seat of the chair and bend the legs further. So you always have access to a forward fold. All right, you always want to try to come up on an exhale. It just helps with dizziness. I like the way it feels to come up on an exhale versus rising up, lifting the head above the heart on an inhale. So if you are doing a balance posture, I'm going to turn the seat around and then place a hip right outside of the chair. So say you were going to do tree, you could just lift a knee and send it out to the side and hold on to the chair for stability. That's one way that you could do it. You could also keep the standing or the posting leg on the floor, and instead of resting a hand on the chair, you could lift the opposite foot into the chair and then really practice opening through the hip. So in this way, you're creating the same muscle memory that you would in a chair, but you're much more balanced and stable. So this is always available to you as well. All right, other ways that you could use a chair is if the teacher instructed or invited you to do from table maybe a thread the needle or a sewing machine, as I like to call it. You'd be back in that table position, and then you would just send the arm up towards the sky and thread it through right at the belly button. This will take that pressure off your knees. You can get a little bit deeper because you have the ability to bend that left knee as you reach the right arm up. So there's a little bit more freedom and stability here. All right, so we're going to practice coming up on that exhale. So inhale deep, and then exhale will rise all the way back up. Beautiful. All right, other ways that you can use the chair. I'm going to turn it completely around, have the back of the chair towards me, and there are some balance poses that are better served to come at it where both hands are on the chair versus like we did in tree where we opened the hip to the side. So you can even do warrior 3 from here. So let me show you that. I'm going to take my hands off the chair and bring them to my heart and then settle through the feet, and then if I need that extra stability, I can reach my hand down for the chair as I reach this right knee up towards the belly. And then as I start to tilt forward and back with the body, sending the right leg behind me, I have the support of the chair and both of my arms on it. Now, the benefit of doing it this way is you're creating more of the muscle memory. You have more awareness to tuck the hip, extend through the head, and really be gentle with yourself. Now, why do I like that better than bringing the chair to the side and then tilting forward? I feel like you have a bigger tendency to really dump everything on the left side of your body if you're lifting the right leg, of course. And so I feel like you have much more stability if you have the chair in front of you. Other things that you can do from a chair. So down dog. A lot of people feel like when they do that posture, then it feels like they're putting a lot of weight into their shoulders. And since we can't really be together right now to move through and have a teacher really help you one-on-one, you can do down dog from a standing position. You're just going to make what feels like a triangle with your body, and then you just slowly start to send the hips back. Let the upper body release. You'll feel a stretch through the shoulders. Keep a little bend in the knees there, and send the gaze towards your knees. This is one way to have an alternative down dog experience. So we'll take an inhale, and then exhale to lift back up. Now you can also turn the chair around and find that same posture, but a little bit lower. So this is one to avoid if you feel like you have heart issues where you don't want the head below the heart. And then send the feet back and lower down. That's just another version of a standing down dog. You can even pedal out the feet here just as you would in a regular down dog. And notice that there's not a lot of pressure through the shoulders. So this is a great way to avoid that. All right, take an inhale and then let yourself rise back up. All right. So I think that that's enough to get you started using the chair as a way to help with balance and stability. And I'll see you next time on Forge on Demand. Namaste.